Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. In this video, I'm sharing a journal that I've created featuring the fabulous new IDEA-OLOGY release by Tim Holtz. For this one, I've gone with a neutral color palette using Backdrops Volume 4, which is a gorgeous collection of neutral papers that are grungy and vintage and just so perfect for this kind of project. I've used an IDEA-OLOGY fabric journal, covered the front and back with a new photographic collage paper, one of my favorites. I have a tiny snippet that's from Transparent Things 2. And I've used a piece of vintage eyelet around the spine, a few hammered and dented fasteners. I have a mini pin pinned to the tie. This is the twill tie that comes with the fabric journal. I've simply cut it in half, sewn half to the front cover, half to the back cover, which created a really nice tie on the side. Now you can see what I'm talking about with these gorgeous papers. The Firefly is from the Layers pack. Little Things, that's a strip from the collage strips. And I love those large fasteners that I've hammered and dented up. I really love that because instead of adding new metals to a vintage style journal, this really gives an authentic feel when you can distress the metals. The threads are simply torn from the book. When they frayed, I just cut them off and incorporated those into this project. On this page, I've used one of the new snapshots. I love this one, it's so adorable. Still into the mica, so I've placed a piece of mica over the top of the photo. Under that is a pressed flower. I've used the decal trimmer around the edge of the photo, which gives it an authentic vintage look. And I've sewn right through the mica and photo to this layers piece that I have underneath, and then just have sewn top and bottom. If you can see, I think the camera will pick that up. And then I've left it open on the side, which creates this pocket. This is a salvage tag. I love that the salvage tags are double-sided so that I could use the collage paper on both sides. Love that image. A loop pin, a few of the new metal tiny tag adornments. This page, I love that grungy paper, and I've layered some other papers behind it. The portrait paper doll, I've used frosted crystals. I love that pixelated look. In the optical lens is a piece of ephemera in the new ephemera pack, and it fit perfectly. I have some sari silk, a vintage button, a mini pin, and then the pressed flower. I've put that down with collage medium and then went over the top of it with collage medium, and that is not going anywhere. I love collage medium. It's matte, you can't even see it, and it's definitely my go-to glue. So this pocket I've created by taking two of the fabric pages, cutting them down, and then I covered those in paper, put some on the inside. You can see I have some paper inside, and then have sewn just on the top and bottom, which creates a really nice size pocket. You could really stuff a lot into that. And then inside of that pocket is a layer frame. And what I've done with the layer frame is changed it up by adding some backdrop paper to the back. I added the remnant rubs. I love these big numbers. And then I went over everything with Lost Shadow embossing glaze and some crayon. I do have a video tutorial and I will link that. So these frames come with the stitching, which is really nice because then you don't have to do your own stitching. To the thread tails, I've tied one of the metal tiny tags to that. I've added some of my own paper just to add some interest. I've gone over that with, it's either crackle paste or maybe grit paste and crayon to add some texture to that. And then I've left the frame open so that I can use it as a tuck spot. This is one of the new Photomatics. I love these. On the back, I've used some backdrop papers and remnant rubs. I just took a section of them and put those down for an instant collage. On the back of the pocket, I've used a collage strip that I've cut down and layered that in different places. Love that there's photos in the collage strips. And the bird image is one of the snippets from Transparent Things 2. I absolutely love those. I have another bit of that pressed flower, another one of those transparent things. And then in this pocket is one of my favorite things. I love these photo frames. I've added some texture with grit paste and crayon. I love the leaf adornment. The vintage button still has the metal in that. I love how tiny that is. And then on the back is some stamping and remnant rubs. I've done some ink splatters, I think Lost Shadow and Vintage Photo. Love those. This is 2 tickets that I put back to back to create a tiny tag. I've used a fabric scrap and some of my favorite collage paper, a portion from a collage strip, some linen tape, and that was a super easy little tag. On the bottom of the pocket, I have vintage lace, vintage buttons, and a few more of those large fasteners. The way that I created this pocket was to take the 2 center pages, sew them together on the bottom and the side, and then I cut through the fabric and the paper to create this pocket, and then it also created a pocket in the top. And in that pocket, I have a salvage tag with collage paper on it. I love that these are double-sided. The ball chain is IDEA-OLOGY. I have a piece of ephemera that I've made into a tag by backing it with backdrops. The number 5 is a remnant rub. I've added the eyelet. And then I've gone around the edge with foundry wax gilded. This tag is made by putting an eyelet into one of the quote chip labels. I love the quotes on these. They're so cool. I've backed it with a remnant rub and some splatters of Lost Shadow ink. So I love this page. Love that piece of ephemera behind the photo frame. I have a bouquet flower, a vintage button, some snippets from the collage strips, more fasteners. And then this page, or this pocket, was created exactly the same way. I have a salvage tag in that. I've used a collage strip, cut that up and moved it around, kind of offset those pieces. This is one of the Transparent Things too. And the eyelet is one of the large We Are Memory Keepers eyelets, and I really smashed that up. On the back, I have a piece of ephemera, and I've used a piece of my leftover fabric that I cut off, cut it in an oval to fit the frame, and added that cute photo from the collage paper. I love this paper. Love this paper. So the bird image is from a collage strip. Have a tiny clip holding that on, and I have a pressed flower. On this page, the paper dolls are standing on top of a label frame. In the label frame is a quote chip label. I love that quote. I've used frosted crystals on the paper dolls. And then I have a layers piece and a piece of ephemera. I've kind of torn those up and layered those on top of this really gorgeous paper. On the last page, I've mimicked the first page somewhat, where I have a snapshot, the mica, a pressed leaf. I love this paper in browns with the brown color swatches. I've cut one off stapled it to the top. And then the inside back cover, I have this same gorgeous paper as the inside of the front cover. I've torn back the paper to reveal the collage paper. Love that image. Love the butterfly from the layers. And then on the tie, I have a loop pin, a pearl, an antique gem, and a ticket that I've added an eyelet to so that I could hang it. And so that is my neutral ideology journal. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.